Hello, hello. I can't believe already it's day 48. Day 48. We're hurtling close to 2 months. And today I thought I would talk about the best laid plans. So let me start from the beginning. What does this mean? Recently, in some client conversations and also some friend conversations too, we've been talking about this um, desire to make a difference, a desire to change things in the world for as a force for good. And the people who are often change making and revered as, wow, amazing, look at what they've done, are often some of the people who have pushed almost the most water uphill. And this comes from its roots in making plans. So that's why I've called this stream the best laid plans. Now, why does it even matter? Why is it important? I think this is a really important topic that not enough people are talking about. We have plans, we have dreams, we have visions, we intend for things to happen. And sometimes when it doesn't, the world can guilt us into, well, you didn't want it hard enough, you didn't train enough, you didn't learn enough, you don't know enough, you aren't enough, you didn't talk about it enough, you didn't post about it enough, you didn't remind them enough, we weren't forceful enough. There's a lot of not enoughness around this topic. So I wanted to bring a different perspective today. Doing it on a Sunday at 2 p.m. I mean, this is a typical example. I wanted to do a whole year's worth of live streams or videos at either 10 a.m., 2 p.m., or 10 p.m. And of these 47 days, a handful of those days, I haven't been able to hit either of those time slots, but I've just done it anyway. I could beat myself up. I could say it doesn't make me look credible. I could even beat myself up and tell me that it looks like I'm not keeping my promises. And where I can, I do. And where I am, I will. But what was more important to me, rather than saying, oh, well, I didn't do today, have to start all over again, or whatever my kind of strategy plan is around that, I wanted to turn up anyway. So this week coming in the next few days, I'm going to be talking about a couple of different things. And the roots of these are, of course, steeped in being visible and your ability to be visible, you know, whether you're employed professional or self-employed, lone ranger, or somebody who has multiple companies, very entrepreneurial, lots of different businesses. I want to talk about my plan at the start of my business journey 14 years ago now, was around like 14 years ago. On this hand, getting shot, training and coaching. On the other hand, cakes and chocolates. Yes, cakes and chocolates. I didn't know it at the time, but I was learning a very valuable lesson about planning, strategic planning, mind you, but about planning all the same. What I didn't realize was that just 2 years into the journey, I would actually drop the cakes and chocolates to focus more on what was then training and coaching, but really expanded into more. And one of the things that had me tied was this notion that I was being told by a lot of people around me that I had to niche down or had to do one thing. And at the beginning, that served me, especially when it came to messaging and clarity. My one thing has always been about visibility. My one thing has always been about helping you to be visible, which is why I'm not the visibility person who goes viral every single week with thousands and thousands of people, because I can either put my effort into being that person and being very well and highly known, or put my efforts into you. And I'm a person that makes a stand for the and too. However, my focus, my energy, the way that we work together is in having your thing be visible. So with my self-employed, like freelancers, business owners, founders, entrepreneurs, often there's a personal branding element to it for them, which means that it's their face that people see or hear about or know. But actually, the bigger purpose is to have their work out there in the world. I'm talking people that help with invisible illnesses, people that help with public speaking and nervous public speakers, people that help teachers be all they can be without the constraints that they think they have in their careers. I'm talking about people who help women of different decades to really like help themselves to think of their dreams and to be able to make those happen too. I'm thinking of people that help with tech. You know, when you have a business and you think, yeah, I can read my own emails, I can do that, you might have a look at getting a PA or an assistant of some sort. But then what a lot of business people tend to do is try to do all the technical stuff themselves, and that wraps them round in circles. I know this from the confidence on camera stuff that I teach. It's all about how you show up on screen, not about the tech and everything else, which is why I say let's keep it simple: mouth, arm and phone. So there's so many people that I've been privileged to work with over the decades. And this notion of planning and niching down to one thing, for many of them, because they are true polymaths in that they are great at more than one thing, not just good at one thing and a little bit better at another thing, but great at more than one thing. I love helping people to combine this. For me, and I can't speak for clients and companies and groups that I've worked with, but for me, the reason why this is important for you to know this is because my clients aren't silly. They're smart, they're savvy, they're clued up, they're switched on. And because of that, I know that my audience aren't stupid. They're not silly. They don't need spoon feeding. And although I can spoon feed people, it's not my preferred way of sharing this work and getting this work out there so that you can be visible too. So when people come to me with more than one thing, rather than me asking them to just pick one or just to do one thing or to get rid of the others, we explore what holds all of them together. And it's not often too soon. I'm talking minutes within a conversation, definitely in under an hour. I can usually find the golden thread. And when I give that back to the client or to the company or to the business, they get it too. It resonates, it lands with them. They can completely see why this is the golden thread. It helps them know how to talk about it and how to tell others about it. It helps them know where to focus their energy and feel about it too. So on that note, it's quite common for companies like mine, where I might be the face of the brand, the face of the company, to be saying, I'm going to be selling you my visibility program, which I do have. I do have a signature visibility accelerator group program. However, in order for me to do this, you are smart, you are savvy. Me trying to give you everything that I've developed and created, or curated, I should say, over 14 years in a half an hour free webinar, in a call where you're trying to really pick my brains, is ludicrous. You're smarter than that. You're worth more than that. I value you more than that. Imagine walking into a supermarket and you run into the supermarket, you're like, ha, oh, they've only got flour in here, albeit different types of flour, but they've got lots of flour. Where are the eggs? Where are the fruit and vegetables? Where are the drinks? Where are the meat? And I see a lot of businesses that do this to themselves too. And this isn't right for every business. There are some businesses that niche and that's the only thing they do and it works for them. But there are plenty more that don't. So in my business, whilst I can offer you access to my signature system, which of course is not free, but my signature system, which from next month, August, September, you'll get lifetime access to. And for those of you that have participated in the past, watch out, because you'll hear about that too. Rather than just offering you that, there are things that people know about me and what I do, and they actually book me for. So they book me for public speaking, often at their conferences and events, often in their companies, like lunch and learns and things like that. And every time that they have booked me to speak, they get sold out because it's what their people want to hear, need to hear, desire to hear. I get booked a lot to deliver trainings to internal groups. Usually those groups are sales teams, customer service groups, and like consultant groups. So if your business is based like hybrid, where people work remotely and in the office, or a lot of my businesses nowadays that I'm working with, a lot of their staff are 100% remote a lot of the time. They call me in so that there can be a cohesive message that runs from the top to everywhere around the business. And so that their people not only show up and are visible within their company brands, but they sell in a way that the company would like them to, that their interactions and customer services actually lead back to future sales too, that their interactions are not cringeworthy, aren't forceful, aren't shoehorned into people's comments online and things like that. I get booked a lot for that. I get booked a lot for the almost a special event pieces. So it could be like International Women's Day, it could be Black History Month, although I have to stress I'm not a diversity, equity and inclusion trainer. But if you're at a loss for who to find, speak to me, because I've got a very nice little black book, which no pun intended there, but a little black book of people who do teach on this subject, speak on this subject, but will not fall for the tick box stuff, that can come to you. And I'm always happy to refer you to. I also speak on specialist topics in terms of, for many of my associations, like so a lot of my professional bodies, professional associations, institutions, people like that, I will often bespoke something that fits with what they want to tell their people and how my tool, my system can help them too. There's a lot of things in there, but here's what I'm going to be talking about a lot for the next couple of months, because in September we start the next round of Iconic. I limit the places on that so that we can really get your iconic stuff out there. And the other thing you'll hear me talking about are transformational pieces. So some of you want to work with me one-to-one individually. You don't want to sit in a room. You don't want to talk about what your company's about to do. You don't want to share that with other people. You want to do that with me in a private intensive day. So you'll hear me speaking about that. But also I'm planning to just try that out in a small group. So people that run events, retreats, VIP days, intensive days, you know your stuff. This is not about how to do a VIP day. Again, I've got a really great contact for that. But this is how to have what you share be really transformational in a way that's memorable to the people in the room, in a way that changes lives, because many of you, I know that's what you want to do. So you'll hear me talk about those. And the reason why is I know that you're an intelligent enough species, intelligent enough audience to be able to hear all of them. But I also know that by giving you these kind of smaller pieces, unless you want to work with me to build an academy for your company, whether you're self-employed or employed and a big brand, unless you want to work with me to build that kind of academy for you over a longer term, and you want to kind of dip in and get a shorter term thing, I need to give you this information in a way which is easily digestible and easily doable for you. I can wax lyrical about what I know, but that doesn't serve you. So you're going to hear me talking about the transformational trainer, the transformational leader, and those private days. You're also going to hear me speak a lot about Iconic, as well as the visibility activator program, which is all mapped out on here. There's a couple of ways you can do it. If you're I'm just going to get on with it, you can get your head down. You've got a year's access initially, and then you will have further access afterwards, where you get the chance to ask me questions, jump live on a group call and that kind of thing. And then some of you prefer to do that and have my ear and be able to soundboard with me and be able to grow and do your thing. So you'll hear me talk about that. But what you probably won't hear me talk about it is all in one live stream or one sentence. So if that's you, remember that I show up daily on YouTube, which is at Jenny Kovacs, and you'll find me there. On LinkedIn, if you search for Jenny Kovacs, the Queen of Being Seen, you'll definitely find me. Don't just follow me, connect with me. I don't send you spammy messages the moment you've connected with me. It's not my style. It's not what I do. And it's very cringeworthy. Or the other way, if you're a Facebook person, you can, of course, go over to Facebook. If you type in @visibility vibe without the S on the end, you'll find my page, Jenny Kovacs, the Queen of Being Seen, over there. And by all means, do follow my work on there too. But if you're a bit more old school and you prefer to just go over to my website, it's my name, jennykovacs.com. If you want to speak to me, it's thequeenofbeingseen.com. How easy is that? So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And this has all come from me making the best laid plans. It's come from me working with people to help them make the best laid plans and looking at really what works for different people and what doesn't. What works for me might not work for you. So I won't impose my way or the highway on you, but I will listen to what your aspirations are, what your vision is, how you want to be more visible, the impact you want to make. And then I will help you to create those stories that you want to tell, the energy to show up in, and not when you're with this person, be all jazz hands, and when you're with that person, be all different. This is about authentic visibility and speaking out authentically, showing up authentically. And that in turn actually helps you to sell yourself, your people to sell themselves, and also to sell your proposition, your product, your services, and the thing that it is you do. So it all strings nicely along like a gorgeous string of pearls. So that's it for this Sunday. I wanted to talk about that. Tomorrow, I can't remember what I was going to talk about tomorrow, but I've got it written down somewhere. So I'll have a look and I'll let you know. Oh, yes, I was going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to talk about shoehorning yourself into people's businesses, because I say this a lot. What's interesting to me is that the people who are the worst culprits of this don't often see that they're doing it. So you're going to want to check out tomorrow, and you might want to forward it on to a few people too. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to be talking about visibility and overwhelm and how that can stop you. I'm going to be talking about visibility and anxiety and what I've noticed, and give you a little something that you can do. And I'm also going to be talking about visibility and how you can put yourself out there much more without the burnout, and how to recognize if you're burning out. And people often think this is you're working lots of hours, doing too much, but it's actually much more than that. And it's a little bit of mindset and how you think about it too. So I'll be sharing that trilogy Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Can't wait to speak to you then. Got a nice full week ahead. Hope you have a happy Sunday, and dare I say, come on, England! Come on, England! Hope they get through. So that's it. I'll see you in the week. Bye for now.